Mic check, mic check. All right, there we go. 1 2 1 2. All right, there we go, people. All right, people. We in here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for being here on this beautiful August 13th Wednesday. Sorry, I should say August the 13th, ladies. But thank y'all so much for being here. Welcome back to the channel. We have a pretty interesting show here today. So thank y'all for those of you who are in the building already. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share out the stream, let everybody know where we at, people. Shout outs to my brother Michael West. He's in the building bright and early. Mike, what's good, my brother? Just drop a bomb for my brother Mike, man.
Finish him.
Mike, what's good? Talk to me, man. Let's see here. Shout out to my brother Ruben in the building. Ruben, what's good, my brother? The beta. Let me see. It's supposed to be what's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, it's supposed to be tomorrow. It's supposed to be tomorrow. Let me see. The 14th. Yep, tomorrow. So it's gonna start tomorrow up until Monday. So that's gonna be from tomorrow up until Monday that the beta is gonna be open. So that's good. And I believe we're getting like a new map and also a new game mode. I think they're gonna put in team deathmatch if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, should be good. We in there. We in there, people. And of course, see the background, right? We are officially 14 days, 9 hours away from Metal Gear Snake Eater. For those of y'all who are excited for the game and are huge fans of Metal Gear, get ready because it's almost here. Okay, we got officially 2 weeks left. Okay, which we are gonna speak on some Metal Gear news today as well. Okay, we got some news for Metal Gear fans out there, right? So let's give it like two more minutes and we're gonna start the show. Shout out to my brother Lunchi Sky in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I don't play Battlefield for Team Deathmatch. That's more for COD players since no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But you know how I'm cool with it and I like it because Battlefield is essentially, you know, trying to dethrone Call of Duty. Like, let's just call it what it is. In order for you to do that, you know, you can't exclude Call of Duty players from a game mode that they're so familiar with and all of a sudden not put it in their game because that's not what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So in order for you to pull those Call of Duty players away, yes, you have to include game modes like Domination, which we see. The other one where you control the zone, which they have in Call of Duty as well. Team Deathmatch, which is the most popular game mode in Call of Duty. They're bringing that over. Okay? Plus, they're giving you everything that Battlefield has to offer at the same time and is current gen only. So it's a much better game than anything Call of Duty is gonna put out. So they got a good strategy coming into this game. They have a good strategy. The only question now is, are people actually gonna go and put down the $70? That's the question, okay? So all be excited about it. We all know that it broke records on Steam. I mean, It broke Call of Duty's record, I should say, on Steam. With it being just a beta, like all that's understandable and I get it. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to when the game releases. Are you going to open up your wallet and put down that $70? That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. So, they put a good game plan together. I'll tell you that much. They have a lot of people intrigued. So hopefully, I hope it goes well for them. Because Call of Duty, they need a wake-up call. Because Call of Duty is king. Like, if Call of Duty goes back to what they're known for, Call of Duty is king. And can nobody dethrone Call of Duty if they get back to what they're known for? But by the looks of it, they're not going that direction. They are completely off the grid with the latest skins like Beavis and Butthead, Ninja Turtles. I saw a gun, bro. Real quick to wrap this up. I saw a gun on social media in Call of Duty that had like train tracks going through the gun. Like a little train, like going through the gun, going around it, up and down. I was like, what in the world is this? And it had like a little face facing you, the player. It'll open his mouth and the train will go through it, I believe, or something like that. I was like, bro, this is crazy. But listen, man, when you're at the top, it's hard to be dethroned, man. And when you at the top and you've been up there for so long, it's hard, man. It's hard for somebody else to just come in there and dethrone you. It's hard. It's just like 2K, right? NBA 2K. Let's say EA decides to release NBA Live, right? Next year, let's say NBA Live 2026. It got to compete with 2K. 2K already established itself as the market leader of basketball games, right? They're partners with the NBA. They have all these great relationships with NBA players. You got people spending $32,000 on VC. I don't know if you saw that clip on social media. There's a clip going around of a guy that literally spent in 2K25 $32,000, not $3,200. Okay, $32,000 on VC. See what I'm saying? So if EA was to come back with an NBA Live, they're gonna have a tough time to dethroning NBA 2K. So, but you could never say never. That's the only thing about it. You could never say never, and you gotta start somewhere. Okay? Battlefield messed up, right? So they had to go back to the drawing board. Now, gotta start somewhere. And this is where we're starting. This is only the beginning. It could only go, up from here. I don't think it could get any worse than what we got with 2042. So, it is what it is, man. But I'm excited. There's a lot of games coming out, but I'm excited. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Catering to the Call of Duty players, absolutely. They shouldn't. I'm not saying that that's what they should be doing. Don't be trying to cater to Call of Duty players. All I agree with is them putting team deathmatch and domination within the game, okay? Which are words that Call of Duty players are associated with, and they know, okay? This is key, because this is all about marketing. You cannot forget that. Don't forget that marketing is as close to as important as the actual game. So by you marketing them team deathmatch, they see that. Call of Duty players see that team deathmatch. Also, we could just run over here, throw on some team deathmatch, we good, right? That resonates with them. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I agree with. Like little things like that. But as far as catering to them, nah. You good. You got your team deathmatch. You got your domination. Enjoy. That's it. You know? Try not to curse. I got you, my brother. Delay Lost Soul aside, ASAP. It's looking crazy. It's a lot of games coming out. I'm telling you right now. I don't know if y'all played what you call it? The demo. Hell is Us. Hell is Us. You know, it recently dropped for consoles, PS5 and Xbox. If you haven't tried out that demo for Hell is Us, I highly suggest you go ahead and download it and go give it a shot. That game is coming out early September, about a week after Metal Gear Solid. So I'll be going from Metal Gear Solid straight into Hell is Us. You know, Lost Soul aside is gonna have to take a step back for that one. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm missing a game. Is Chronos the New Dawn coming out close to that? I gotta check. I need a whiteboard. I can't stand when I get release dates mixed up. I can't stand that, bro. I need to be able to see it as I'm talking. Like, you know, this date. I need to get myself a whiteboard. I can't, bro. Can't do it. I can't stand when that happens. But yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Lost Soul aside is taking a step back, okay? There are 1 million pre-orders for Battlefield. Damn. That's crazy. There they go. It was played more than CS2 as well? Nah, you lying. Nah, you lying, bro. You lying, bro. Where you seen that at? It was played more than CS2. I don't believe that. 2 million pre-order? Damn. And listen, man, I hope it sells well. I really hope it sells well. I'm telling you right now. I'm all for it. I'm all for Battlefield. I hope it sells 5 million, 6 million copies. Go for it. Call of Duty needs a spanking, okay? They need a spanking. That dude could have bought a supercharged Mustang for $32,000. Absolutely. 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 Okay. Deathmatch and domination fine as long as conquest and breakthrough are still. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, yeah, those game modes are fine. As long as, you, like you said, like the breakthroughs and the conquest are the main, you know, focus of the game. I agree 100%. And I believe that is what it's going to be. I believe that. More PC people will buy Lost Soul than PlayStation. It's kind of hero game. That's why they won't delay it. Yeah. Yeah. And by the looks of it, the last time I checked, I forgot who said it, but it was like that the Chinese market was actually like pretty impressed with the game. So I believe that they're actually looking forward to this. So yeah, like you said, it's true. Don't be surprised if Lost Soul aside sells a good amount of copies. Yeah, because when they got to test it out in China, they said that they were actually impressed by the game. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Battlefield 6 had 500,000. PS2 had 420. Damn. Is that a record low for CS2? That a record low? Because every single time I've seen CS2, it was up in the 900 to a million daily. Let me see. And then we're gonna get into this to the show, okay? Let me see what we got here. CS2. See what I'm saying? Look right now, 1.1. This is what I'm talking about. That's why it's hard to believe. Look at this. Look at this. 1.1 right now. Right now. It had a 24-hour peak of 1.3. This is what I'm talking about. That's hard to believe, my brother. Hard to believe, bro. Yeah. That's hard to believe. See what I'm saying? Oh, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It didn't look like that during the beta. Okay. When the beta come back tomorrow, I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that. All right? So let me start the show, people. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody who pulling up. We got a couple topics here to go by. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff for you. All right? And we're going to get into it. So the first topic here that I got for you is a pretty long read, but I just found the article, so I wanted to read it. It's going to take me a little while, but I'm going to get through it, okay? Because it involves some pretty significant people in the gaming industry. All right, so I want to go ahead and read that to y'all, okay? Stay here. Also got to remember that nearly 40 to 40 players are bots. Okay, yeah. I'm with you on that. So to get to the first topic here, okay? All right, so this first topic here that we're going to speak on today, we are over at GameIndustry.biz, okay? So they have an article. They just published this article today, okay? August the 13th. All right. So it says here, the big picture part 1. So there's going to be multiple articles, all right? It's just part 1. And it says here, I don't know if games are recession proof. And this is talking with former Sony Worldwide Studios head Sean Layden and analysts Matt Piscatella and Piers Harding Rose. They discussed the current issues facing the games industry, all right? So let's get into this. Let me pick this up a little. There you go. All right, there we go. All right. So, given the tumultuous changes in the game industry over the past few years, it's worth taking a moment to look at where we are and more importantly, where we're headed. In the first installment of this two-part feature, okay, so it's a two-part, former Sony Worldwide Studios chairman Sean Layden, Circana senior director Matt Piscatella, and Peer Analysis head of games research Piers Harding Rose offer some insight into the current status of the industry, beginning with worrying signs that U.S. customers are tightening their purse strings when it comes to the video games purchases. Essentially, quote, we have about a quarter of video game players who are saying they're planning on spending less, driven by a number of factors, said Piscatella, referencing recent Circana report. This is it. I believe we spoke on this before on the channel when he dropped this. Oh, yeah, this was back in April. So, yeah, like April, May. And we saw this chart that people have spent less on video games than any other selected industry, right? When you're talking about apparel, sports equipment, furniture, and things like that, video games saw the biggest decrease, okay, in spending. So, he notes that the trend is primarily down to increasing costs for things like food and housing that are causing people to look for savings, as well as the question marks surrounding the U.S. tariffs. Layden agrees, quote, in America right now, because of fears of recession, because of inflationary impacts, whether they're tariffs or just current industrial policy, everyone's feeling like I shouldn't spend as much as I used to spend. Just full stop right across the board. So, of course, gaming is going to be affected by that. Excuse me. Some of this turmoil in the international economy, adds Piscatella, and in particular in the U.S. economy, has people's feelings more uncertain And uncertainty leads to a lot of people waiting on decisions, putting off big purchases, trying to better plan their finances. That's what we're seeing right now in the data. Okay? Quote, in this case, we have double the amount of people saying that they're planning on spending less than they are saying they're planning on spending more. That's a little bit of a red flag. This has led Circana to predict a decline around 4.7 for the U.S. games market in 2025, although Piscatella notes that in the current climate, these things can be challenging to forecast. Quote, if we ended up plus 5%, I wouldn't be shocked. If we ended up minus 10%, I wouldn't be surprised. There's so much uncertainty. Close quote. Now they move on to not recession proof after all. So, in previous global downturns, like in 2008, games earned a reputation for being recession proof. Okay? So, this is because whereas consumers tended to cut back on other forms of entertainment in times of financial turmoil, like eating out or going out to the cinema, they mostly maintained their spending on games, which were seen as offering good value for money in terms of hours of enjoyment, okay? But given Circana's recent report into consumer spending plans, that doesn't appear to be the case anymore. Quote, I don't know if games are recession proof, said Piscatella. I think play is recession proof. But the business models, I don't know if they'll be recession proof, especially this time around. We're going to have to find out, okay? So if you look at that there, he thinks play, okay? Not games. Playing is recession proof, okay? And he's going to dive into it a little bit more down the line. In short, given the wide availability of low-cost subscription services, there we go, and free-to-play games, we may be in a situation where consumers don't feel they have to spend money on games when times are hard. Look at all the games like subscriptions that he's talking about, right? PS Plus, Game Pass. They're adding a lot of value to those subscription services. Also, on top of that, you add the fact that we're getting free games, such as Where Winds Meet. If I don't know if most of y'all was here when I was playing the beta to Where Winds Meet. I don't know if y'all played the beta, but that's a free-to-play game. And it was so polished. It was so good that I was sitting there thinking to myself, how is this game free? Like, literally. The game is that good. It offers so much. And I was just thinking to myself, like, how is this game even free? It's crazy. When you look at it like that, the potential of these free games, where they can go, right? As long as they put the right amount of money behind it, if the game is good, it could blow up, which is what usually happens with a lot of these free-to-play games. Let's continue, though. So we're here. Quote, the market now is completely different to when the last major recession happened, says Harding Rose. There's so much free content out there. People don't necessarily have to spend in-game or buying premium games. Free-to-play games are a very effective way of spending your time without spending a lot of money. Okay? Lower this just. Without spending a lot of money. Okay, so we're here. The whole idea of the recession proof is a bit of a misnomer, I think, because previously it was predominantly premium games. Things have changed a lot since then, okay? Additionally, looking at the wider picture, there are clear indications that the video game market is now maturing after years of rapid growth. There were signs of this back in 2019 when shares in game companies were being sold off in mass, and a Bloomberg report predicted imminent decline. But the COVID-19 pandemic saw those forecasts upend as millions of people stuck at home in lockdown turned to video games to stave off boredom. That's very, very crucial right there. This part right here, okay, you got to pay attention to. Because in 2019, before the pandemic hit, they were looking at the forecast of video games in a decline. Okay? Decline. If it wasn't for the pandemic, who knows where we'll be right now in as far as the whole video game industry. That's basically what that small little paragraph is telling us right there. Who knows where we'll be? Because they're absolutely right. Pandemic, everybody's on lockdown mode. What you gonna do? Watch movies all day? No. You're gonna play some games. You got a lot of sports fans out there play Madden, NBA, hockey, soccer, you got everything. Shoot, Call of Duty, you had everything, right? So all that whole fan base of each particular genre was home, locked down, spending money on video games. Okay? So that might have actually, listen, man, that might have actually saved video games if you really listen to what they're saying here. So let's keep going. However, most of that new influx of players didn't stick around once lockdown has lifted. See? Quote, the actual audience is about 10% smaller than it was at that peak, says Harding Rose. Although he notes that many of those fair weather gamers weren't heavy spenders. Piscatella says that 2021 remains the high point in terms of the U.S. game market. Quote, if you look at the comparison in spending between now and 2021, it's been absolutely amazingly stable. We went from a growth market to a mature market overnight. The difference now is where people are spending their money. Quote, we have much more prevalence of the mobile space, of the free-to-play space, and a emphasization, of the console space, says Piscatella. Okay? Especially when you look at younger and less affluent consumers. They are choosing to go towards easily accessible games on devices they already own. Listen, you look at this right here. It clearly tells us where the industry is going. It clearly tells us. And now you look at the whole console warring. You look at PlayStation putting games everywhere. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. All this this is Sean Layden, Matt Piscatella, and Rose Pierre. Harding Rose, Three key people when it comes to the gaming industry. Piscatella and Rose are, basically know all the numbers, right? So they see where the market is going, where it's been, where it's heading, where it is right now. They see everything. They get all the information. And we all know who Sean Layden is. I don't even got to go in that, right? So we're listening to three very key and important people in this industry, right? Now you pay attention to what Sony's doing, what Xbox is doing, okay? This is what they're looking at. Everything that these people are talking about right here, right now, is what these corporations are paying attention to. Right here. So it doesn't make sense as a business to stay committed to a single platform. It just doesn't. Whether you like it or not, it does not make any sense. Okay? So that's why I said, once I started seeing all the movement, Helldivers going to Xbox, the job posting that was up that they put, everything, even up to the latest Helldivers 2 trailer with the ODST, right? Halo collaboration. It's all part of the plan. They're trying to figure out different ways to make money. Because like they said, the premium games, that's what it used to be. Okay? We didn't have free-to-play games back then. Now we do. And a lot of free-to-play games are actually just as good as a AAA budgeted game. So you got to think to yourself why these corporations are heading in that direction. You look at these sales numbers for these games like Death Stranding, 1.4. Astrobot just selling it took almost a year for Astrobot to hit 2.5 million sales. And it's basically a one and done. Death Stranding, one and done. You don't get to see more and more money down the line. It's not a live service game. It's not free to play. There's no open market for skins and things like that. So once the money dries up, the money dries up. On to the next game. They're looking at that business logic, strategy as not affordable anymore. They're not looking at that as 1.5 being good sales numbers for a big AAA budgeted game like Death Stranding 2. They're not looking at that no more. It's over. So pay attention. When people speak, I'm trying to tell y'all, pay attention. When people like this are talking, you got to pay attention. And that's why I wanted to bring you the article right here today. Because these are the type of people you got to listen to. Okay? You might see them as haters or whatever it is. Or they just doing that. Listen, they breaking down the market to you. All of that is included. Shareholders, the market, stocks, everything is included. Okay? Everything. That's what they're looking at. When you pay attention to all that, the stock market, the free to play, how much those games are making. Bro, I told you how much Marvel Rivals made in a month. And it was a free to play game. And they're still making money to today. You see what I'm saying? So you think back, Jim Ryan talking about 12 live service games. That's what he's paying attention to. Okay? Not that I'm agreeing that, yes, you should have said 12. Yes, yes. Not that I'm agreeing. I'm just trying to put you in his mindset. This is what he's paying attention to. I need a live service game to blow up because this ain't looking good. Point blank, period. Let me continue on. Y'all make sure I smash that like button. The double-edged sword is of free to play. We're here now. There's an art. Oh, and if you see, I didn't even mention Fortnite. We don't even gotta mention Fortnite. There's an argument that free-to-play games have devalued video games overall, making them seem like something consumers don't necessarily have to spend money on, especially in times of financial hardship. But Harding Rose point out that they've also been a key driver of success. Quote, if everything has stayed pay to play at a premium rate, just wouldn't have the size of audience and the scale of the market, he says. In game monetization is worth 77% of the total market. Hello? It's right there. The answers are right there in front of your face. Quote, if we didn't have any free content, what would the market look like? It would look like probably a quarter of the size it is right now. Realistically, I mean, I might have grown a bit. It might have grown a bit, but nothing like almost $200 billion in spending. Point. He could have dropped. Listen, man, drop the mic. Go home. Because he's absolutely right. When you look at these people, I'm going to continue on right now, right? We're up to this part. I'm going to continue on. When you look at how mature gamers like us, right, including myself and the rest of us who are 30 plus years old, right? What do you often see? I believe one of y'all said it. I don't have to buy every game. Exactly. See what I'm saying? Now, everybody thinks like that. Everybody. I don't like that game. I don't got to spend my money on that game. Yeah, but that studio done spend over $250 million, $350 million on budget for that game. Can't just buy it or try it out and have a good time. Maybe you like it, give it a go. Nah, I don't got to do that. It's my money. It's my $70. I don't want to buy that game. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like that character. I don't like the world setting. I don't like the type of game it is. I don't like any of that. So I'm not buying it. Now everybody thinks like that. You got to remember that it's not just you. So what are these companies to do at that point? They're trying to cater to people who think they don't got to spend money on a certain game because they don't like it. It doesn't appeal. It's not appealing to them. It's not the certain type of game that appeals to them that they're used to playing. Like, what do you want them to do? And then they turn around and look across the street. This is what I used to do, all those references. This is why. When I told y'all, Sony looking across the street over there, they see Fortnite, they see Roblox, they see all these free Marvel Rivals, all these free to games to play, having a party, while they're sitting back over here listening to their fans talk about, we want more single player games. What, are you gonna buy it? Well, that depends, Sony, if I like the game or not. You see what I'm saying? Does that make any sense to you? It wouldn't to me. So again, before I continue, was Jim Ryan wrong talking about 12 live servers? Yes. You can't exaggerate because you're going to turn people off that way. If he would have brought that number down, he would have said, we're really focusing on big, at 3 games to be live service that we potentially see as huge live service games, you know, and give a good speech. He could have had something. But the fact that he went on and said 12, it turned everybody off. Nobody want to hear nothing after that because PlayStation fans aren't used to hearing words like that. And it turned everybody off, and it just, the whole live service focus, it just went out the window because of that. So let's continue on here. The trouble, perhaps, is that much of the spending is focused on a relatively small number of titles. Piscatella points out that the behemoths like Fortnite, Roblox, Call of Duty are amazing at funneling in players and keeping there with social hooks. And because the players have invested so much time into the games, these games now become the default. This is the video game for that audience, so they're locked in, right? This goes back to Battlefield 6, okay? This is what I'm talking about. Call of Duty is not going to fall from the top from one day to the next. Just because Battlefield 6 had over 500,000 concurrent plays on Steam, because they got 1 million players who pre-ordered, 2 million players who pre-ordered. That still doesn't mean that Call of Duty will will just fall from grace. Like, that's not what it is. Like I told ya, a giant like Call of Duty, it will take years for a game to come in and knock it down. So like I said, Battlefield needs to focus on the now. Stop looking towards the future. Come out with a great game. Focus on that game, and you got to build on it little by little. If it takes you 15 years to get to that full max potential that you're trying to get to, then let it take you the 15 years. You got to start somewhere. Can't rush the process. Call of Duty's been here. They've earned that spot. So you got to knock them. You got to try to knock them out. But it's not just going to happen from one day to the next. Where was I? Call of Duty. Right. Let's keep going. At the same time, he notes there's been an exponential growth in the number of new releases. And if you look if you look all in at game spending, it being flat the last several years as more and more games get released, then that math tells you the average game is making less than it was a few years ago. And on top of that, the concentration of those revenues is being allocated more towards the biggest of the big, the Fortnite, the Minecraft, Roblox, Grand Theft Autos of the world. That's key. So, you do all the math, and what you get is, oh boy, the crunch is very real. I'm telling you, man. These people, man, They hitting it on the nail. They hitting the nail on the head. Sorry. Hold on. We'll continue right now. Hold on. All right. Let's continue on here, people. Yet at the same time that consumers are increasingly gravitating towards titles that are free at the point of entry, there's also been a somewhat contradictory push to raise premium games prices to $80, notably with Mario Kart World. Quote, that upfront price is such a barrier to get people to even try a game, says Piscatella. Because why am I going to spend $80 this game when Fortnite is here and I can just log in and everyone's there and all my stuff's there? That's why I refer to those games as the black hole games, because they suck all the time and money out of the market. Now they get to the $80 game dilemma. It's a strange cognitive dissonance, says Layden, of the way a generation has been shown they don't need to spend money on games at the same time as publishers are saying games should be more expensive. He points out that the retail price of premium games has remained stubbornly consistent over the past 20 years or so, despite the twin factors of inflation and exponentially rising development costs. Quote, I think it's because everyone's afraid, he says. No one wants to be the first one to raise the price because you're afraid to lose traffic. So what you do is just end up eating into your operating income, your profit margin. There were more sports cars in the parking lot in the PS1 era than they were in the PS4 era. Because if you're selling 20 million units at $60 for something that only costs you 10 million to make, that's different than selling 20 million units at $60 for something that cost you 160 million to make. Can we drop a bomb for Shaw Layden? Can we do that, please? That's it. 1 million copies sold today is not 1 million copies sold 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying? You see what I be telling y'all? But I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Right? It is not the same. So when I keep telling you 1.4, that's not good enough. 1.3, that's not good enough. That's what I keep saying. Yo, why can't the first week, why can't we see 2 million as the first week? Why can't we do that? And I told you when Square Enix came out that they sold 3 million copies in the first week of Final Fantasy 16. And they weren't satisfied. Remember, I told you, I brought you the article and I told you this is why they're not satisfied. Why? Because they're barely making profit. They barely made profit. And that was with 3 million copies in the first week. So what are we talking about? 1.3, 1.4 being success when you're spending up in $250 million to make the game. You see what I'm saying? And once the money dries up, you're gone. You're out of there. Next. You ain't got no monetization in that game. You ain't selling no skins. You ain't doing none of that. Astrobot could have easily put a shop in that game so you could buy up all the skins of all the old characters like Crash Bandicoot. Everybody that you save in the game, they could have put a store and made you actually purchase those skins. But they didn't do that. You find them, it's yours. You keep it. See what I'm saying? So, like, this is what I be trying to tell everybody. Like, bro, why can't we see 2 million copies at least, at the bare minimum? First week sales, 2.2 million first week. Why can't we start seeing that? Everything has become 1 point whatever, 1.2, 1.3. That's all we start seeing now. That's not enough. For a big single-player AAA title, that's not enough. Sorry to break it to you. Astrobot, after all that recognition, right now should be sitting at 5 million copies at least. Five. Five. People say there's over 85 million consoles out there. This is a family-friendly game. Everybody could play it. There's no violence, no blood, no horror, nothing. Everybody could play it. From your youngest son up until all up until your grandmother. Everybody in the line could play the game. This game should be at least at 5 million copies sold right now. People are satisfied with 2 million copies sold. You see what I'm saying? And the only reason Astrobot gets away with that is because it was a AA budgeted game. So they probably didn't spend that much money on making the game. But that's not even the point. That's not even the point. Let me continue on with this, okay? Because I could keep going. We're here now, okay? In hindsight, Layden says the price of games should have been bumped up gradually with every generation. Instead, the industry has thrown everything at growth, thinking that as long as we grow, even though we're not making money, somehow we can't die. But we're now at a tipping point, he thinks. The cost of construction is just way too high. You're going to spend over $200 million to build a game. Your margins are super tight. Unless you can expect to sell 25 million. I'm done. I'm done.
Finish him.
But I don't know what I'm talking about. I told you. And this is my first time reading this article, by the way. I told y'all. I don't be proofreading nothing. I read as I go. This show goes on as I go. Okay? This ain't pre-scripted. This ain't pre-recorded. I'm here. I was just talking about. This is it right here. Hello? This is what I'm talking about. The point of this is to make a profit. It's not to settle for 1.4, 1.5, and at the end of the day, at the end of the lifespan of the game, you ended up selling 4 million units or something. Listen, you are in business to make profit, big profit, okay? You're not in business to make, $5 million of profit. That's not what these people are in business for. These people are trying to make, 25 plus million in profits. They want big numbers. It's not happening. But you know who is making that much money? Free-to-play games. Live service games. That's who's making that profit. This is crazy, bro. I don't know what else to say. Let me continue on here. Unless you're a rock star, you should not expect to sell 25 million units. Listen. You selling over 50 million. We talking about millions of copies being sold for GTA 6. You think GTA is going to have a problem selling 25 million copies? Let's keep going here. Industry leaders have been trying to compensate for the exorbitant rise in game development costs in other ways. Quote, they said, okay, if we maintain the price, wait, where am I? If we maintain the price and then we nickel and dime you with the DLC, microtransactions, battle pass, season pass, whatever you want to call it, and try to make up the excess there. Yo, shout out to my brother Michael West in the building. Mike, salute to you, brother. Horizon done 35 million or 38 million in total. Yeah, that's a total of Horizon as a franchise. Yeah, they got like 35 million or so. Yeah, you're right. Not one game made 35. The whole franchise. And that's it, like going to PC, being on PlayStation and all this stuff, PS4, PS5, the remastered, all that stuff. It accumulated up to 35 million. So yeah. Um, where was I? Here. At the same time, I appreciate you, bro. At the same time, there's been an emphasis on deluxe edition of games that can easily cost $100 or more, pumped up with extra skins and weapons that entail almost a zero cost for the publisher, says Layden. So they've already been kind of moving the medium price point up anyway. Okay? That's what they do with these $100 stuff. Listen to what he says there. Okay? $100 or more for the deluxe editions and things like that. And they give you these extra skins and weapons that entail almost zero cost for the publisher. Okay? Let's keep going. But the shift towards making $80 the standard price for premium games has already met with fierce feedback from players. Notably, Microsoft walked back its decision to charge $80 for The Outer Worlds 2, which would have been the first Xbox game to debut at the new price point. Clearly, there's the potential that the top end of the market could be diminished by setting higher prices with fewer players willing to stump the cash. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, we here. Quote, I think what shrinks the top end of the market is not the price point, counters Harding Rose. It's more the actual cost of developing content. The sheer expense of AAA development, maintaining the team numberings in their hundreds or even over 1,000 means not only that just a handful of companies can compete at this level, but also that innovation will necessarily drain away from the higher end of games as publishers become more risk averse. There's another key example right there, okay? That right there. When you see what most of us keep saying time and time again, you know, there's nothing new. There's no fresh games out there, right? And that's why, and that's because of what he says here. Publishers are becoming more risk averse. They're taking less risks because these games are taking much more money to make, and they don't know if these console gamers are going to actually buy the game. Because if you flop, it's not a good look. Chances are your studio's closing down, you're getting fired, something is happening. So what do these people do? They take less risks. They see what's working out in the market and they say, let's copy that. Let's do something like that. That's why we're seeing the same things happening, the same games over and over. Right? It's because of things like this. Okay? Quote, so the consumer is not necessarily getting exposed to the most dynamic and interesting development in the game space, he says. Aiden agrees. I think it's going to be harder for innovation to occur at the price point because when you get to that kind of cost, 200 to 250 million to make a game, in most studios, risk tolerance goes to zero. Right there. He's saying it to you plain and simple right there. As such, anything targeting the $80 price bracket is likely to either be a sequel or something that's similar to another game that sold well, a comparable. I gotta drop another bomb.
Finish him.
I promise you, I haven't read this. I have not read this article yet. I promise you, I haven't. I'm just saying. Okay? Let's continue on here. Quote, sadly, anyone who's trying to break a new IP at that price point, at that cost point, I'm not saying it can't be done. But there are a lot of long, hard nights during that development cycle if you're trying to push out a new IP at 200 million into that price point. That's called working without a net. Whatever happens, it feels like the higher end of the market will inevitably get higher still, or at least attempt to. Piscatella compares it with how the gamepad market has evolved from a space that sold a wide range of affordable pads to one that's almost entirely centered around the deluxe and extremely expensive devices. Quote, they started realizing that the console consumer is getting older and more affluent, okay? He says they started putting out higher priced gamepads, more premium gamepad. And now these are the devices that are leading the market. It's similar thinking when it comes to $80 games, Piscatella explains. We have an audience that is not growing on the console side. We have an average console buyer that is older and more affluent than 5 years ago. They'll still pay it, and then the rest of the audience will eventually get there through either discounting or promotion over time. Okay? Wait for a sale, basically. Those gamers who say, I'm going to wait for a sale. So it's going to work for the big games, for the games that are successful. It's going to work well. He noted that the expensive deluxe edition of games already perform admirably at launch in comparison with standard edition. Quote, the versions of those games that will sell better are higher priced versions because you have a less price sensitive consumer there on day one. And the games that don't drop the price quickly. You price promote quickly, but at least you capture some of those price sensitive consumers at launch. Okay, so there that goes for the $80. Now they move on to a wild west of pricing. Okay, stay with me. I told y'all, man, I'm not playing. I have not read this article. I'm telling you. A wild west of pricing. But $80 games are only part of the story. Across the high, mid, and low ranges, pricing has become far more dynamic. Quote, I think what we're seeing is more diversity of launch pricing and promotional strategy post-launch than we've ever seen before, said Piscatella. We're seeing games being released at all ends of the spectrum when it comes to pricing, and folks are going to charge for their game what they think they can most get away with, okay? Some games you look at and go, what are you thinking? Because internally, they've convinced themselves that we have the secret sauce going to be the biggest game in the world, or because their financial plan demands that they have big revenue day one, even though everyone on the team might know that's a little bit of a pipe dream, aka Concord. He reckons this pattern of diverse pricing will continue. I think we're going to see a lot of experimentation, he says. Everyone kind of dabbles and tries to figure it out, and then it gets optimized into oblivion. Like we see on the Steam summer sales now, where it used to be the wild west of discounting and pricing all over the board. And now you pretty much know what you're going to get every summer when the sale comes around. Piscatella continues. There's a lot of vibes-based pricing analysis that goes into launch pricing these days. Of course, there's a lot of very smart people doing it, all kinds of charts and graphs, but because of the volatility, because there's so many different ways of going about it, a lot of times it boils down to, I don't know, this feels like a $50 game, this feels like a $70 game, which is the best way to do it. But that's the way it's still done a lot of the times, okay? To confuse things even further, now have subscription models that completely upend traditional ideas of pricing and contribute to the idea among the general public that games should cost hardly anything at all. I'm not a big supporter of the Netflix of gaming idea, says Layden. I think it is a danger. I mean, look what happened to music. In the popular mind, music costs nothing. Music should be free. Spotify, what is that? It's $15 a month or something, but virtually no one buys music anymore. The one silver lining, he says, is that music artists have an adjacent market in the form of touring, allowing them to rely more heavily on ticket sales and merchandise as key revenue system. The problem with gaming is all we have is launch. That's it. No one wants to pay money to come into the studio and watch people code. All of this is why he thinks putting games on subscription services on day one is bad for business. No lesser light than Strauss Zelnick himself has said GTA is never going on a subscription service day one, Dated pointed out. He acknowledges that the situation might be different for indie developers who crave discovery above all else. But for AAA games, he questions the idea of launching day one on subscription services like Xbox Game Pass. Now, that idea is out there. However, it's difficult to go back. Can't unring the bell, right? But beyond the financial wisdom that makes new games available for free at launch, Layden worries about the change in ethos behind it. Quote, there's a lot of debates going on. Game Pass profitable? Is Game Pass not profitable? What does that mean? That's really not the right question to ask anyway. Quote, continues. You can do all kinds of financial jiggery, pokery for any sort of corporate service to make it look profitable if you wanted to. You take enough costs out and say that's off the balance sheet, and oh, look, it's profitable now. The real issue for me on things like Game Pass is it healthy for the developer? Okay? This right here goes back to what I was saying before. Okay? When I used to tell y'all, you know, these developers that fall under the Microsoft umbrella, they can't be happy going to work every day. We might see that as a dream job to make video games and create it and things like that. But remember, when you're going into an office, a job, a career will always be that, right? As much as you love it, you still got to go to work. If you have a workplace that is not suitable, that is not, uplifting, that you know that you're not going to benefit from all the fruits of your labors, like putting your games out there and seeing how much it can sell, right? No, you're not going to get that because you're under Microsoft. Your games go day and day on Game Pass. So that right there is shaving off what could potentially be from the difference from a 1 million sales to 10 million sales for your games. We don't know, right? So this is what he's talking about, and this is what I've been telling y'all. The developers under Microsoft don't get that opportunity. I told y'all, it must be sad going to work every day if you are in any of those studios that are owned by Microsoft. It gotta be sad because it's almost like you working for nothing, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like you working for nothing. We don't know if there's any type of incentives. If your game sells 15 million, you get a $250,000 bonus or something. We don't know. And I'm talking about development teams outside of Game Pass, outside of Microsoft. They might be doing incentives like that. Or if your game does well, you get a bonus and this, that, and the third. Who knows if Microsoft is doing that for their developers? Chances are they're not doing things like that. Why? Because they know they're not going to sell a good amount of copies. They're looking to expand Game Pass. That's what Microsoft is looking forward to. Right? So we bring those big games out, right? Like Doom, Starfield, and the rest of them. That's what they're expecting the people to gravitate to and go now and subscribe to Game Pass, rather than you liking what you see and paying the $70 for it. That's the difference. So yes, it's not healthy for developers. It is not healthy. I don't care who says otherwise. That is the bottom line. Those are facts. You like and you just compare one of those developers to one of the developers at PlayStation. Santa Monica. Compare them to any of these people up in here. It's two totally different feelings when they go to work. Guarantee. Guarantee. So, like he also taking shots right here, by the way. When you take enough cost out and say that the balance sheet, off the balance sheet and say, look, it's profitable. Remember when they said that it was profitable, that Microsoft said that within that sheet, it does not include what he said? It does not include the cost of their first party title AAA budgets. It doesn't include it. That's what Sean Layden is referring to. So of course it's gonna be profitable if you're not including that, which you should be including it. But they're not doing that. So therefore, it's profitable. So he taking shots right there. Hopefully y'all with me, right? Hopefully I'm making some sense, right? Let's keep going though. Under the subscription model, the developer essentially becomes a wage slave. Oh, there it is. He argues. Wait. They're not creating value, putting it in the marketplace, hoping it explodes and profit sharing and overages and all that nice stuff. It's just, you pay me X amount of dollars an hour. I built your game. Here, go put it on your service. I don't think it's really surprising for game developers. I'm done.
Finish him.
But I don't know what I'm talking about. I promise you. I promise you. Those same words I've said here on this channel already. I promise you. People like Michael West, I know, could attest to this because he's almost with me every single show. At least the ones that he could attend, he's with me almost every single day. I know I said things like this in my show. I know it. Guarantee you, because I remember. I was there when I said it. So I know I said it. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I told you to stop playing with me. I told you I stop playing. I do this. I do this. So when I tell you that job listing that they put out, when it says Xbox, you don't need to go around it. It says Xbox, okay? It's there for a reason. It's not there for you to toy around the word and act like it's not there and pretend that they're talking about this and this. No. They're talking about exactly what the job posting says. Xbox. That's exactly what it says. Okay? When I keep asking you where the hell Cory Barlog is at, when I keep asking you when the hell we going to see something from Naughty Dog, I mean that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not just saying that just to say. This ain't rage bait. I don't do that. I talk to you how I feel. Okay? That's what I do. That's the difference. Maybe because you're used to what YouTube is, and you're used to seeing people rage bait and do all this stuff, whatever, for views or whatever it is. That ain't me. Sorry to break it to you. I speak to you from how my point of view, my perspective, 100%. That's it. Let me keep going here. So this is the end of the article, I believe. Where am I? I don't think it's inspiring. Okay, good. Also, it is the end. Part 2 to follow, okay? In the initial versions of this article, several quotes at the end of the section, the dilemma. Okay, so this is just the breakdown of the article. So this is part 1 right here. Let's wait and see what part 2 has to offer. And you best believe when part 2 comes out, I will be bringing that also to the channel as well. Um, uh, let me know how you feel about everything that I've read to you here today, okay? Any questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. And let's talk about this, all right? With that being said, it's your boy, the gifted one here. I'm going to catch y'all next one. I'm gone. I was recording that, people. All right. We're going to move on to the next topic if nobody got nothing to say. You understand what I'm saying? These are facts, people. This is Sean Layden. This is Matt Piscatella and Pierre Harding Rose coming to you. Shout outs to them. That was great intel. That was unbelievably, the type of information that we needed here today, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been saying this. I analyze situations and I bring it to you from the heart. And that's it. That's all I could do. This ain't no rage bait. This ain't none of that. This is just what I do. This is how my mind thinks. That's all it is. And I'm not selling my soul for none of these corporations. Sorry to break it to you. You go look at Digital Foundry. You see how happy those people are when they announce that they are now independent? Did you see the smiles on those people's faces, knowing that they no longer have IGN or that company that they were under? They're now independent. They're free to say whatever they want to say. You know, when you get that feeling, it's when you're independent. When you say what you want to say. My brother Michael West, you say it most of the time. Thank you. I thought you was gonna end it there. Oh, nah. I was recording it. So what I'm gonna do is every topic, I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna end it like if it's a video. And then I'll continue. So I'm gonna upload them as like separate videos. All right. So let's continue on here. That was a pretty long read, man. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, man. That was a very interesting read, and something that y'all needed to hear. Okay, you need to see things like this. When people like this are talking, you need to listen. Okay, so I'm gonna upload that as a separate video a little bit later when I'm done. But yeah, listen to people like this. I'm telling you, bro. Let's continue on here. Okay. All right, so in this topic here, we over at WCCF Tech, and as you see here, this is Take-Two CEO's conviction that Grand Theft Auto 6 won't be delayed again. Very, very high, okay? Let's get into this right here. So Strauss Zelnick, Chief Executive Officer of Take-Two Interactive, is once again doing his best to project confidence that the Grand Theft Auto 6 will not be delayed from its current release date. In a recent interview with CNBC, provided by GameSpot, on the subject of Grand Theft Auto 6 hitting its current stated release date, Zelnick said, quote, "My level of conviction is very, very high, obviously. Rockstar does have a lot of other things going on, but this is, of course, the primary focus," close quote. This is the interview here, okay? If y'all want, I could leave this link in the chat, and y'all could click it and see it if y'all want. Let's continue. Prior to the Grand Theft Auto 6 getting delayed out of 2025 and Rockstar announcing its May 26, 2026 release date, Zelnick did his best on multiple occasions to publicly express confidence in Rockstar hitting its 2025 release window for Grand Theft Auto 6. To be fair, there was no specific release date at the time, just a month and a year, meaning that Rockstar could be a little more loose when exactly GTA 6 would arrive. And this game is such a major release, you think Rockstar and Take-Two wouldn't call their shot so specifically. If they weren't confident, they would make it. But the number of times that Zelnick seemed to have a very high level of conviction that Grand Theft Auto 6 wouldn't miss its 2025 window does make comments like this that much more difficult to believe. Sure, it's been over a decade since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and while it was being worked on in some capacity in that time, Rockstar has been focusing on GTA 6's development in earnest since 2020. Zelnick also previously called the delay to 2026 important, sure that Rockstar had the chance to seek perfection with release. But even Zelnick cushioned his comments on to CNBC to say that he and Take-Two are trying not to pump expectations. Quote, "We try not to pump expectations. Rockstar's whole stock and trade is to have these extraordinary expectations and still beat them. I know that's their goal. I know it's going to be an amazing game," said Zelnick. We'll have to wait and see how things look 6 months from now. All right, cool. So the release date that they put is May 26, 2026. Since they delayed it. Just listening to this, I'm not too sure, to be honest. If I'm honestly speaking, I don't know if we're getting this game in May 2026. Because I do remember one of the developers, even when they pushed it to 2026, I believe one of the developers said that even that is cutting it too close. Like, they needed more time. And that was getting away from the fall of 25 release. The developer came out and said, I don't know what they were thinking of saying that we were going to put this game out in the fall of 2025. There was no way. Remember, one of the developers said that. So it's like the developers are saying one thing, and then you got Straw Zelnick and the crew saying another thing, right? They putting that deadline on them. And honestly, I feel like it's going to get delayed again, to be honest. I feel like it gets delayed to fall of 2026. Because it's just so much on the shoulders of this game. And I know, like he said here, they're trying to get it to perfection. And listen, you start getting cold feet. When time gets close, you start getting close to that release. Once January hits, the new year kicks in. Once you go back to the office to work, things are going to start ramping up. And expectations are going to start, getting up there. Because we all know, days are flying by like nothing. They're flying by like water. Next thing you know, it's already February. Time is ticking. I don't think this game is just ready to go gold and be released. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Other than that second trailer that we got and that first one, they said that it was most, cutscenes, most gameplay. Listen, y'all know how I feel about that. I don't know what's gameplay and what's cutscenes, so I didn't take that trailer that serious. I took that as a CGI trailer. That's all I took it as. Because if you're not trying to show me real gameplay, then I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not going to be sitting here trying to dissect the trailer and be like, oh, that's gameplay. That's a cutscene. What? You saw that? That was gameplay right there. You saw that? You saw how he moved? That's gameplay. I'm not trying to do none of that. Come out with a game. And that's another thing. It's so crazy to me. We're only like 6 months away from the release, 20th of May. Are they going to show us any gameplay? Can we see something? Getting inside a car, doing a little bit of the first mission or so, something. Why haven't we seen that yet from this game? That's why I'm taking I'm looking at all this and I'm like, 6 months away. What these people should be doing right now is clearing out all the bugs that are in the game. The game should be essentially done by this time. We're in August. We're like 6 months away. The game should be done. What they should be working on right now is fixing all the bugs that are in the game. Getting the game right to make the game go gold. Once the game is gold, is locked in, is ready to go. But the way they're talking, it's like they're still like missing stuff in the game. And I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. We don't get much from this. You know, from the first trailer to the second trailer, I think they broke a record, like going however many days without releasing the second trailer, without getting any type of information from the first to the second trailer. They went ghost. So nobody knows what's going on with this game. And if they telling you that they do, they're lying. Because we don't know. I am not. I'll be lying if I tell you that I'm 100% sure that this game is coming out May 26th. I'll be lying because I'm not 100%. I don't know what's going on with this game. We haven't gotten no gameplay from it. Nothing. So this is what I'm talking about. It's weird, bro. It's weird what's going on. So, like I said, developers are talking one way, which are the ones actually making the game. They're looking at Straw Zelnick like, what you talking? The fall of 2025? The hell are you talking about? Are you making the game? Would you mind asking us first if that's a reasonable release date? And we'll tell you right there, no, it's not. You need to push this release date to like the fall of 2026 or something. We ain't close to being done yet. We got a lot to do here. We're talking about the biggest game in history. We got a lot to cover here. I ain't trying to give nobody no broken game. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make history here. We got to get this right. So when you start putting all that together, you know, the amount of pressure that comes with it, because this is not only for gamers, this is for entertainment business as well. This is not going to be a game strictly for gamers. So this is going to be, you know, what's going on here? This is going to be for gamers, for the entertainment industry, for the movie industry. Everybody's is gonna eat off of this game. They gotta get it right. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the game comes out in May 2020. But, you know, we shall find out. Listen, Grand Theft Auto is in the driver's seat. They could price the game at $80. They could do so many things, whatever they want to do. If they're trying to do $100 release, you know, with 3 days digital early access, digital only. We're not trying to get into that whole physical copies out there, you know, being bought early and leaking the game out. They're going to look at all this. So they're in the driver's seat. They could do what they please with this game. But if it gets delayed again, I don't know how many people are going to get turned off. I'm not going to say it's going to, you know, make sales any less, make people not want to buy the game. But as far as that anticipation goes, that hypeness for it, like, if it gets delayed again, it's going to be like, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's going to feel like, bro. Just at that point, just say indefinitely. Stop putting release windows, you know, fall 2026, because then we're going to expect that. And if you delay that, forget about it. So we're all aiming for this game to come out May 26, 2026. Hopefully it does. And hopefully, you know, we get it popping. We're gonna be in there. So, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below, man. That being said, thank y'all so much. Like, share, and subscribe. It is your boy, the Gifted One here. I'm gonna catch y'all next one. I'm gone. All right, people, that was it for that section here. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. We're gonna try to keep it moving. We're gonna move on to the next topic here. Yo, shout out to my brother Chris in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, waiting a decade for this game. I think we get gameplay at this year's Game Awards. I hope so. I hope so. I don't know if Rockstar will give that gameplay to the Game Awards to Jeff Keighley. I don't know if he does if they do that. I don't know what the hell's going on with this game. I can't call it. I can't call it, bro. We could get a trade. We could get gameplay next week. Who knows, bro? Who knows? But let's see what happens. Let's move on to the next topic. All right. So, okay. So here we are again at WCCF Tech, and this is the latest to come out of the Crimson Desert team. It has been officially delayed to the first quarter of 2026. That is a bummer. Okay. We was really looking forward to this game coming out this year, but let's see what they got to say here. This morning, during its quarter 2 fiscal year 2025 presentation, South Korean developer Pearl Abyss announced the delay of Crimson Desert. The upcoming action-adventure game was previously scheduled to launch in quarter 4 2025, but it has been pushed back one quarter, as the Pearl Abyss CEO revealed. Currently, Crimson Desert has been in the process of voiceovers while also carrying out tasks such as console certification in preparation for its release. In the case of marketing, we plan to participate in Gamescom and PAX West this August to showcase our open world build. And in September, we'll join the Tokyo Game Show, strengthen our marketing efforts in the Japanese market. The launch of Crimson Desert, our first large-scale AAA console game, has been unavoidably delayed by one quarter from the previously announced schedule. This is due to longer than expected timelines arising from schedule coordinations and collaborations with multiple partners for offline distribution, voiceovers, console certification, and other launch preparations. Sincerely apologize for not being able to meet the originally promised fourth quarter launch schedule. Please kindly understand that this is a strategic decision aimed at ensuring success on a meaningful scale. The release date has been internally confirmed for quarter 1 2026. However, given the change in launch timing, we will announce the date at a more appropriate time based on business considerations rather than making an announcement at Gamescom next week. So yeah, that's it right there. This is just talking about the history of the game or whatever. That's it right there. Gamescom is next week. Mark your calendars. We're going live for Gamescom. But yeah, there it is. Do not expect any type of release date at Gamescom or at Tokyo Game Show. They're just there to promote the game. People are gonna be able to play it and just give them their feedback. Okay. Now, this is sad, right? This is sad news. We were looking forward to this, but it kind of always seemed like it wasn't ready to launch this year because they never hinted at this game releasing this year. It's kind of like every time like people will ask, when people will talk to them, they're like, yo, if y'all release this year, are you releasing this year? They're like, that should have told us right there. You see what I'm saying? So, it's sad, but you look at this game, bro, and there's just so much going on that even when you look at it, you gotta think, like, how is this running on a console? So if you look at his comments, That's exactly what they're gearing up for. You know, they're trying to make this game right here. Right here. That's pretty much what he's talking about. Such as console certification in preparation for its release. So, you know, they're probably having like a little bit of a difficult time like optimizing the game for console due to the fact that this is going to be a heavily CPU bound game. There's a lot going on in this game. I believe there's underworlds. There's the regular grounds. Then there's worlds in the sky, sort of like Zelda, Breath of the Wild and things of that nature. Like you got cities built up in the sky. You could fly dragons in this game. There is so much in this game, bro, that is just like, how is this game gonna be even possible on a console? So that's what they're preparing for. That's what it's sounding like to me. Sounds like they're having a little bit of a difficult time, you know, putting this game on the console, running smoothly from start to finish and ready to go. That's what I feel like is going on here. But if Grand Theft Auto comes out next year, you look at the things that we're gonna have for Game of the Year, right? Already, we're gonna have this one, Crimson Desert, which is coming out 2026, and Grand Theft Auto 6, which is coming out 2026. Next year's Game Awards is about to be crazy, because I know I'm missing a whole bunch of other games that's coming out next year, but just with these two games alone, that Game of the Year list is about to be crazy. And they're going to have a tough decision in their hands to crown the Game of the Year 2026. Because this game is going to compete, bro. Everybody you hear about talking about this game, that they've played it, have said nothing but great things about it. So this game ain't nothing to play with. Like, they coming. And they're trying to perfect the game. So get ready for this. We're looking forward to this. You know, obviously, we're going to be there day one. And we hope that this game is everything that they've been showing us and that they've telling us. All right? So, thank y'all so much. With that being said, it is your boy, the gifted one here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe. We gone. Yo, Mike, I appreciate that $2 bomb. You feel me, my brother? This is what Mind's Eye should have done. Facts. We got to drop a bomb for that.
Finish him.
That's crazy, bro. I made a list last night of the games that I've beaten so far this year, and I got 9. I've beaten 9 games so far this year. If Mind's Eye would have gone right, that would have been my 10th game that I've beaten this. But I didn't finish it, obviously, because of all the bugs it has and things like that. But I've beaten 9 games this year. Okay? Mind's Eye would have been 10. But yeah. Let's see here. I appreciate that, my brother. Let's continue on, though. Let's continue on here. PUBG. All right, we're talking about PUBG, people. Okay, so here we are at purexbox.com, and here we go, people. I'm telling you, we did the show yesterday. PS4 is getting left behind. Xbox One is getting left behind, and this is just the latest game, right? PUBG is getting a free current gen upgrade. Xbox One version is going offline this November, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Krafton has today announced a couple of bits of major news for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, as the team begins to properly shift its Battle Royale shooter over the current gen systems. This November, PUBG will get a full current gen upgrade that brings 4K 60 gameplay to Xbox Series X, while the Xbox One version of the game will be delisted and taken offline at the same time. The PUBG developer explains all of this in a new blog post, one that details the game's full current gen specs while providing reasoning behind the decision to ditch last generation consoles. We'll start with the last gen explanation first. Starting November 13, PUBG console will be supported only on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. This shift is a necessary step forward, aligning PUBG console with current gen consoles. As part of this transition, we will be ending support for PS4 and Xbox One. It weighs heavily on us to deliver this news to our console players who have enjoyed PUBG on PS4 and Xbox One for so many years. This was not a decision made lightly. It comes after long and careful consideration in pursuit of the continued growth and long-term future of PUBG consoles. So here it is here. These are all the modes that we're going to get. Let me big it up for y'all a little bit. Okay? So these are all the modes that we're going to get here. Series S is getting a 1440p at 30 in resolution mode. In performance, you're getting a 1080p 60. Xbox Series X 4K 60. PS5 1440 60, and PS5 Pro 4K 60. Kind of weird. So yeah, that's it right there. These are a couple screenshots between the current gen versions before and after the incoming update. These are taken from base PS5, but they at least give us an idea of the level of detail changes we can expect to see following the game's current upgrade. Okay? So some of the images right here. This is the base PS5, people. Okay? Get here. That's the upgrade. Okay? That's the upgrade. That's the old version. Okay? That's it right there. Let's see what else they got. That's it. Yo, shout out to our very own. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all smashing that like button for your boy, man. Facts. So here we are. So that's it right there for the PUBG players out there. Again, you know, we say finally, right? They're finally leaving the last generation behind. It's been a long time coming. Should have been done this. Especially due to the fact that how long games are taking to for development. You know, they're already talking about the next generation consoles in 2027. Xbox as early as 2026. There's so much going on, bro. It's like they should have been left these behind. And it is as bad as it sounds. Listen, man, we got to move with the times. You don't see us up here rocking iPhones that was made back in 2012 or something like that, 2010. You see what I'm saying? We upgraded. Got to get with the times. So it is what it is, man. We're going to continue on here, okay? We're going to continue on. That's just the news for PUBG. They're getting rid of last gen. We seen games, MLB The Show, no longer PS4. And a bunch of other games are leaving PS4 behind, okay? So this is great news, and hopefully every other developer sees this and does the same thing. That's what we could hope for, okay? So thank y'all so much. Like, share, and subscribe. It is your boy, the Gifted One. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone. Right? Hold on. My bad, y'all. Hold on. All right. Let me see here. We're gonna get into some Resident Evil news. People. All right. Y'all smashing that like button, man. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Put this right order real quick. All right, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. Um, Here we go. We got some Resident Evil news. So, Requiem will have a Last of Us combat and vehicles, okay? This is over at Insider Gaming, okay? InsiderGaming.com. It was recently confirmed that we'll be seeing Resident Evil Requiem gameplay during the opening night live ceremony at Gamescom, set to take place August 19th. So you be there, pull up, we going live. Even more recently, notable Resident Evil leaker Dusk Golem took to social media to uncover a series of tidbits regarding the next major release in its legendary franchise. In a series of posts, Dusk Golem claimed that new lighting and shadow engines have been implemented. The AI system is unique and intelligent, and some open level areas in Raccoon City will require a vehicle to traverse them. Okay? It will also feature a Last of Us Part 2 combat. Let's get into it. Dusk Golem has been a gold mine for Resident Evil leaks, but it's always worth prefacing this with the take it with a pinch of salt recommendation. Everything is always subject to change, of course, okay? In a series of posts on social media, Dusk Golem revealed facts about the upcoming Resident Evil Requiem, all of which could be confirmed or refuted next week when gameplay is shown during the opening night live. So we got to pay attention, okay? If this guy is who they say that he is, he's going to be put to the test, okay? Next week. He's going to be put to the test. Let's go here. Right now, officially, they've talked about, as you mentioned, the ability to switch between first and third person on the fly, and basically designing two different games alongside each other to accomplish this, as require big retooling to work with both the new lighting / shadow engine, hair engine from Pragmata. Additionally, we know the Stalker uses a new dynamic AI system they've done to behave uniquely and intelligently on the fly. There's a few other innovations, some I know, but also sure I don't know all of them. A small handful I don't mind sharing, that they've been working hard to achieve having good performance on open level design areas like Raccoon City, along the vehicle to travel around it. Combat with Leon has been huge innovations. Honestly, some Last of Us Part 2 isms, but also its own innovations. There's been effort to provide more environmental physics systems and interactivity for Grace's segments, where she has to work with the environment more and balance light and darkness. And more I won't say, and sure, more I don't know, but they have a lot to reveal. Dusk Golem, they later shared an image from Alice from the Resident Evil movie series riding a motorcycle without any context, suggesting that we'll be using a similar mode of transport in Resident Evil Requiem. They don't show the picture. All right. So, that's it right there, man. This is fire. Okay? If this is actually true, if this is actually happening, this is a very highly anticipated game. A lot of people are looking forward to Resident Evil. And we going to be there day one. And listen, man, they talking about Last of Us Part 2 isms type of combat system. We all know how great the Last of Us Part 2 was with combat system was, right? So we praised them a lot for upgrading that combat systems from 1 to Part 2. If Resident Evil is doing that sort of thing, you could also now get on a vehicle to traverse. Things are looking good. Things are sounding good. Now, all that's left is this actually being truth, which we're gonna find out if it is next week at Gamescom opening night. So let's make sure to pull up because we will be live streaming that for you here on the channel. Make sure to pull up, man. Clear out the schedule. Gamescom is huge, okay? It's a big deal. So there's a do I have that here? No, I don't. There's supposed to be over 150 outlets at Gamescom this year. I believe that's what I read. Like about 150. So Gamescom is huge. So those of y'all who are attending, take pictures and let people know how it is, man. But yeah, that's it right there for this Resident Evil news. Let me know how y'all feel about all this in the comment section below, man. It is your boy, the gifted one here, Pete. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone. All right, people. So the rest of the news I'm going to say here, I'm not going to record. We're just going to do fast paced. We're going to do rapid fire, okay? I'm not going to spend too much time on it, okay? But yeah, how y'all feeling out there so far, man? What's going on? Yo, Mike, that's fire, right? That's fire. Okay. So let's get into this. We got a couple other topics here real quick. This is over at Push Square. So the action RPG Lords of the Fallen 2 reveal is coming next week as well. Okay? At Gamescom. I'm telling you, man. Gamescom is huge, bro. Yeah, Lords of the Fallen 2 will get its full reveal during Gamescom opening night next week. Casually confirmed by CI Games CEO Marek Szymanski on X. The reveal had previously been teased by Gamescom host Jeff Keighley. Many fans guessing that it has to do with Lords of the Fallen's follow-up. Speaking of which, 2023's Lords of the Fallen was rather well received and is gone on to establish a reputation as one of the better Souls-like adventures on the market. We gave the PS5 version a 7 out of 10 back at launch, but the title's been massively updated since. A colossal 2.0 patch dropped in April and basically gave the game a second win. Now, by the way, those of y'all on Xbox Game Pass, this is on Game Pass. I'm not sure if this is on Plus. I will have to check if this game is on PS Plus. But this game is on Game Pass, people. The 2.0 version as well. Let me see. Let me just pull it up real quick. So, let me see. Lords. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, you see? It is on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, the version 2.0 that they talking about. In case y'all want to dive into that, okay? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one. We're going to keep moving. I'm looking forward to seeing that review, okay? PlayStation Plus games catalog for August has been confirmed. And here we are. Mortal Kombat 1, Marvel's Spider-Man, Sword of the Sea, Earth Defense Force 6, and more. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. If you are a PlayStation Premium subscriber, you can now they now have game trial for Death Stranding 2. So if you haven't bought it and want to test out the game and see how it is now on PlayStation Plus Premium members only, okay? To try it out. I don't know for how long. Oh, it's right here. Enjoy up to 5 hours. So you get to play 5 hours of this game. Okay? There it is. Mortal Kombat 1, obviously. But the one that stood out the most is right here. It's right here, people. Marvel's Spider-Man remastered. Okay? This stood out to me because After all the job posting, the job listings, all the rumors out there that the majority of the games are coming over to Xbox, things of that nature. Here we are. The job listing has been filled, by the way. Okay, that job posting that PlayStation put out. Somebody took that job. They gave it to somebody. Whoever that person is, my man is going to work. He ain't wasting no time. They told us they are now shifting from hardware, software, player engagement, profitability, right? Monthly active users, right? What's to say? Once they put this game on Plus, that's basically telling us, they done with the game. Because if you go look at what happened with Horizon, you know, the sales dropped incredibly after it was put on Plus. They now know that Spider-Man, the remastered, as far as sales go, it's over. They're not going to be making, like, heavy sales on this game anymore. It's pretty much a dead game at this point. That's why it's on PS Plus. Now, what is to say that this game won't make its way over to Xbox? You see what I'm saying? Who knows what's gonna happen? I see this game as the next one going over to Xbox. Not yet, because what PlayStation is doing is being very strategic. We got Helldivers coming in August in a couple weeks, so we got to let that game breathe a little bit. It has to breathe on Xbox, get as much money as it possibly can, and then I believe that's when they're gonna announce. Once they give it enough time, they're gonna announce Spider-Man coming to Xbox. I could just see it, bro. With this move right here, I could see it, bro, as clear as day. That man ain't wasting whoever that is that they hired, he's not wasting no time. So get ready. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you. See, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you're reading into it too much. It's not what they meant," and things like that. Pay attention. That's why I be telling y'all, pay attention. Because when it happens, we're gonna find out what the excuse is gonna be then. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the excuse is gonna be. They're gonna blame it on Marvel. Watch this. They're gonna blame it on Marvel. Anyways, yeah, that caught my attention right away. As soon as I said Spider-Man, PlayStation Plus. Uh-oh. These are the rest of the games here. If you're a premium, you're going to be able to get Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. The rest are with extra, I believe. So, yeah. Yeah, premium and extra. Okay? So, there it is right there. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. We're going to keep moving. Coming to PlayStation 5 next year is the Enjoy game. It's coming early 2026. This is the game that's basically like The Sims back in the day, the new version. This game is coming to PlayStation 5 early 2026, and the Xbox port is still under consideration. What they had to say. We're excited to announce that Enjoy is scheduled to launch on PlayStation 5 in 2026. Our team is working hard to bring you the best possible experience on PS5. An Xbox release is also under consideration, but not yet confirmed. The official release date and additional details will be shared at a later time. Enjoy is a live simulation game that debuted on Steam Early Access in March 28. Had a lot of hype going for it as it proved when it became a million seller just 1 week after launch. However, recent reviews on Steam are mixed. Only 47% of the 618 reviews left in the last month giving it a thumbs up. Some fans believe that Enjoy needs a lot more content and features or it can launch out of early access. So it's basically in early access right now. Hopefully by the time it comes out on PS5, they should have upgraded the game already and added all the features that they're saying that is missing and things like that. But let's see. We'll see. We'll wait and find out what's happening with it, okay? But yeah, this is it right here. Coming 2026, all right? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Unfortunately, Xbox gamers, there's no, if you're looking forward to this game, you won't be able to play it. All right? Let's keep going to the next topic here. We're talking about Metal Gear Solid Delta, okay? The multiplayer. It will not support crossplay on PS5, Xbox, and PC. Okay. Which is the Fox Hunt joint. All right. And will not support crossplay between any platform. The kicker comes from the Metal Gear Solid official media account, with plenty of disappointment already being expressed in the replies. This news arrives following confirmation that Fox Hunt isn't going to be included with the Metal Gear Solid Delta at launch. Just last week, Konami clarified that the multiplayer component will be added a bit later, the autumn/fall. There was a time not so long ago when crossplay was something of a rarity, but these days, full cross-port support is all but standard. It's a lot easier to justify continued support for an online game. The player base isn't divided between devices. The bottom line here is, while we're confident Delta being a welcome revival of a Stone Cold classic, it's a real shame to see that its all-new multiplayer mode is being shrouded in negativity before anyone's even had a chance to play it. So there it is, people. That means not even for console is crossplay, okay? If you're on PS5, you're only going to get to play with PS5 players. Xbox, the same. PC, the same. So they got to fix that, obviously. They got to fix that. And they got to do it sooner than later if they want to keep that player engagement, you know, in the game. A lot of people are upset about this, and, you know, rightfully so. I believe, yes, you start doing multiplayer stuff, you got to start doing crossplay because there's people on different devices. See what I'm saying? So you got to figure that out. You got to get that done. But me personally, I don't mind. I don't care. I'm in it to play the campaign. I'm going to play the story. I want to, you know, dive into that world, and I'm out. I wasn't planning on playing multiplayer Fox Hunt for the next couple months. I'll probably play like a couple rounds and I'm out of there. That's it. As long as I got my campaign finished, I explored the game, I did it. That's all I'm looking for. So this doesn't really affect me, but apparently it affects a lot of other people. All right, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Does this matter to you here for this multiplayer not being crossplay? Let me know. All right. Also, speaking on Metal Gear Solid, if you are a huge fan and you're looking for some sort of collector's item, this is at Best Buy. Okay, they have a $199.99 collector's edition. They have it for both. Okay, Xbox and PS5. All right, X right there. Bang. Got the PS5 version right here. It's coming soon. So let's see here. So here, Snake's ID card right here. You have a metal game case, okay? You got the Terranium stuff here with the backpack on the tree branch. What you got here? The Halo jump patch. You got a Fox patch. You got the collector's box right here, okay? Yeah, so you're gonna get all of this right here, right? You're gonna get this tuxedo with the pre-order bonus as well. What else you got? Sneaking DLC pack. You're gonna get all these items here. Okay. And this is the thing that you're gonna get right here. what you call it, coming in that box. All right, these are just images of the game. All right, cool. So yeah, that's it right there. I just wanted to show y'all this just in case some of y'all are looking purchase some collector stuff. Right here on Best Buy, it says soon. Let's see. All right, be on the lookout for that. Let's keep it moving. Now I'm just gonna show you 2 trailers, and then we opening up the floor. Questions, comments, concerns. All right, people. So let me pause this. Right. Let me. We're gonna watch the Ghost of Yote. The new gameplay trailer that they released. Okay. This is on the PlayStation YouTube channel. All right. So here we are. Let me here. Okay. All right, let's do it. So this is the Ghost of Yote Kasuragama gameplay. I hope I said that correctly. Anyways, let's get into this. And let's see what they got to show us. 1:32 gameplay. Let's get it popping, people. Let's do it. Let me make sure the levels is good first. Hold up. Let me make sure the levels is good. I don't make this too. It's good. Let's go. Okay. 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 Show me something. Show me something.
Get ready to die.
Show me something.
You don't scare me.
Okay. Let me lower this a little. All right, so my thoughts on this. It pretty much looks the same to me. I'm being honest. Like, it looks the same at Ghost of Tsushima, bro. I can't even front. Like, I can't even be so, like, that excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks exactly the same, bro. Like, look, you're doing this. Everything about the game looks the same, right? Look at this image here. That's straight out of Ghost of Tsushima. They're saying that this is supposed to be 300 years after Jin Sakai's story. 300 years. The world looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same. I don't know if they're like hiding something else, something special that they're not showing us in the trailers or anything like that. But as far as the game, I haven't seen anything different. Whatever. And listen, I have to judge it by what they decided to show me. I can't go off of, oh, but what if in the game they're not showing us like what this is going to be like? I can't go by that because I don't know. What I do know is what they decide to show me. And what they decide to show me is this, right? So this is the only thing that I can go by. What they showed us in the state of play, in the deep dive, That's all we could go by. So when I'm looking at this is looking, you know, uh, put it a little bit slower. It looks exactly. Only thing that I'm seeing different is that it feels faster. That's what I'm noticing. The combat feels a lot faster. Like you could do a roll, get up, keep combat, and things like that. Move and switch over here and fight this person over here. That's what it seems like. But you know, obviously because now it's built for the PS5 exclusive, so it's not last gen, it's current gen only. So it's using that fast SSD. So that's why the gameplay is moving so much quicker. But that's pretty much the only thing that I'm noticing. I'm not really noticing anything else that it's separating itself from Tsushima at this point. I'm not seeing it. Um so I'm not all that excited as I thought I was going to be. You know? I thought they were going to take Tsushima up a notch and take it to another level. And I don't see that. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. And it like I want to like the game. See what I'm saying? I want to like what I see, but I see the same thing. Um and honestly, like this is pretty much looking to me like I am going to wait for it to release on PC at this point because nothing has sold me. You know what I'm saying? Like even this, you do this in Tsushima. Swing, whoop, get off, assassinate him. The same type of assassination, the with the katana going. But now you get this, and you can pull the enemy towards you like a get over here, right? Okay. Get obviously you're getting different weapons, but it's pretty much the same game. But look at the environment. Look at the environment. It looks the same. I just finished wrapping up the campaign for Tsushima on PC. I played it on PC and I just finished wrapping that up. This it reminds me like I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like I'm not even lying, bro. They got the same type of camps. Look at this. All these little what you call it? Stockpiles and things like that. It looks exactly the same. Look at the rocks, the rock climbing. You're gonna get the little, you know how you rock climb in Tsushima? You're gonna get those same things. The environment feels exactly the same, right? It don't look 300 years later to me. Is what I'm really trying to say. It don't look like it. See what I'm saying? So for me, like I don't feel like this game is gonna be that much of an upgrade for me to double dip. That means to buy it on PlayStation when it comes out, and then to go ahead and buy it on Steam when it crosses over to PC. I'm not willing to spend $140, $160 for this game. I don't think it's that much of an upgrade from the first one, from Tsushima, and that's why I'm really like I have decided to wait for the PC release of this game because I just really like honestly, it's not hitting me like it's supposed to be hitting me. No, it's just not. It's not doing it for me. Not the deep dive. It did not impress me. The image quality, the graphics, it didn't look good either. They said that it was running on the base PS5. They shouldn't have done that. Run it on the Pro. Run it as so it can look the best possible way. They didn't do that. The game looked ugly in that deep dive. This looks the same to me. I mean, that listen, I don't want to talk. I'm not saying the game is gonna suck because obviously, you know, Ghost of Tsushima is a classic. That game was fire. One of Sony's best games, right? So this is just gonna be an extension of that, basically, with a different lead. You're gonna add more weapons to the game, you know, things of that nature. But ultimately, you're gonna feel like you're getting the same, just a slight upgrade because now it's only PS5 only. Okay, So that's it. Those are just my thoughts on the Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, Ghost of Yote, newest gameplay trailer. Am I bugging out? Let me know how y'all feel. Do y'all feel any different from how I'm feeling? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below, and we could talk about it. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It is your boy, the gifted one here. I'm gonna catch y'all next one. I'm gone. Yo, Mike, I appreciate that 5 bomb, my brother. People said the same thing of God of War and God of War Ragnarok. I mean, and you could also find people to like 2018 more than Ragnarok. You see what I'm saying? So, but that should tell you that it was just that close, right? As far as of being like almost like the same game. That you will find people that actually like 2018 better than Ragnarok. But if Ragnarok was that much different, you would have noticed what I'm trying to say. You see what I'm saying? Like you would have noticed, like, bro. But you can't because it's a PS4 game at the end of the day. So you can't. This game, they have the opportunity, now that it's only a PS5 game, to set itself apart from Tsushima, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Also, let's take a look at this Chronos, the New Dawn. They came out with some sort of new trailer here or something like that. Let's just look at this real quick, okay?
Ministerstwo Obrony pomyślnie zakończyło operację stabilizacyjną obejmującą cały kraj, a dzięki
That's fire. It's over. Wow. Woo. All right, people. That was fire. Okay? That was fire. I am so looking forward to this game. You understand? September 5th. Okay, so September 5th. So, um, uh, so what I was saying earlier, remember? Metal Gear Solid. Um, Solid. I mean, Hell is Us, right? Oh, yeah. Remember, this is coming a day before Hell is Us. Remember, I was upset. So check it. We got Snake Eater. We got Chronos. Then we got Hell is Us. Then we got Lost Soul Aside. But we also got Borderlands 4. When Borderlands, I believe, comes out in September too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. When this game coming out? September 12th. So September 12th, bro. So you think about that, right? Look at all them games, bro. And I want to play. I want to play Borderlands 4. See what I'm saying? Like Borderlands 4 looks fire. So it's a lot of games, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. To be honest, I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. Um. I know I'm playing this game for sure. I know I'm playing Metal Gear Solid for sure. I know I'm playing Hell Is Us for sure. Then we gotta start looking at Lost Soul Aside, Borderlands 4, and I'm pretty sure there's other games that are coming out. I just don't have right now at the top of my head. Right? I need to get me a whiteboard, bro. I gotta get me a whiteboard and write all this stuff. Something. I gotta do something. I don't like Shinobi. Shinobi is another game that's coming out. We have a release date for that? Shinobi? Because that game is fire. Shinobi. August 29th. Wait. Oh, August 29th. All right. So you think about that. Metal Gear. August 26th. Shinobi. August 29th. Chronos. September 5th. Hell Is Us. September 4th. Borderlands 12th. Bro, it's a lot of games. Yeah, in the article they said people are buying less games. Absolutely. Let me see if I got some rapid fire news for y'all. Okay. Let me see if I do some rapid fire and then we get into it, all right? I don't know if y'all interested in the Japanese game market, but according to Famitsu, mobile users take up 49% of the Japanese game market with 42.7% million, excuse me. Then go console users at 34% with 29.5 million. And then go PC users with 17% at 14.5 million. Okay? So that's the breakdown of the Japanese market there, okay? Watch the same over and over. My bad. All right, there we go. Okay, let me see. Let me continue. See if I see anything else. So yeah, that's the Japanese market. Spider-Man, Evil. Talk about this today. People also looked at spoke about what the people that played Pragmata. They have a first impression video of it. I don't really want to. Chronos, the New Dawn is gonna be at Gamescom, so people are going to be. Dive into chat with the team, snap pictures with the traveler, and grab some cool swag. So it doesn't say here that they're gonna be able to play the game. They're gonna be able to like to talk with the development team, like that. They're gonna be at games. Um, told you the Metal Gear stuff. Oh, here it is. The 1,500 exhibitors. Yeah, so you see, Gamescom will feature over 1,500 exhibitors, bro. The Gamescom is gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy, bro. So the people that are attending Gamescom, man, they're gonna enjoy it, bro. I'm telling you. So much stuff, bro. So much stuff happening, man. Oh yeah, this is crazy too. The only reason I didn't bring this up because it's a CGI trailer. I'm waiting. I want to see some gameplay. I want to see some gameplay. Hold on, I'm still looking. Black Myth Wukong will get 45 more achievements on Xbox compared to the PS5. So that's a total of 81 achievements on Xbox. Looking like they're adding more achievements for Xbox. What else I find? What else I find? I think that's it. There's another video that I gotta look into it, but since I'm not that PC centric, so when as I'm listening to it, it's kind of hard like for me to understand everything. I'm new, PC space and things like that. I'm new, so but I might bring it on tomorrow, you know? But let's see how it goes. But he talks about the difference from Linux and Windows, things like that, like the difference. Like let's say you buy a PC and don't wanna use Windows 11, just strictly want to buy a gaming PC to game, want to switch over to Linux. Like like I believe he has like a full um description on what to expect if that's what you want. But I gotta listen to it a little bit more. Um, see if I find anything else. And we do breaking news over here too. Listen. Don't see anything else. Not seeing it. Yeah, that should be it. I pretty much brought y'all everything. Up to date, people. Up to date. Hmm. Yo, Mike, what you thought about that? What you call it? Hell is Us gameplay, man. That demo. How'd you like the demo? Man, you don't know how much I hope this game comes out day and day on PC. Listen, man. PlayStation, man. Get it together. Can you release this game on PC day and day? Please. Can you please do that for me? Stop playing games. Let's get it going, people. Come on now. I don't want to double dip. I don't want to double dip. It's Housemark, baby. Come on now. The successor to Returnal. Come on now. My game of the generation. Come on now. Let's get it. Woo. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for this game, bro. My goodness. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Hell is Us is fire, bro. Future Games Show at Gamescom, August 20th. Also, they're going to have a future game show. World premieres, 50 plus games, Maggie Robertson and David Hayter as hosts. That's at 2 p.m. All right. Oh, yeah, we're going to be there at 2 p.m. Yeah, I think. But yeah, bro, I've beaten 9 games so far, bro. This year. Nasty work. PlayStation out here highlighting baby stuff. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. How they going so hard with that game? Crazy to me. Oh man. Um, they need a Wolverine trailer if they go everywhere. Absolutely. We need something from. We need something. Definitely need way more subscribers, bro. Yeah, man. Well, for what though, bro? What you mean? What you mean? Watch baby steps. I can't sit through that. I cannot sit through that, my brother. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. Bro, PlayStation put a compilation on their PlayStation YouTube channel with baby steps, like with all the times that he fell. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ah, ridiculous. Bro, that VR showcase was actually pretty good. That VR showcase, it was pretty good. They put out a lot of decent games for VR. Putting in way too much work. I have 2,000 subscribers. Yo, I appreciate that, my brother. But you know how it is. Oh man. Especially since I've been kind of talking trash about PlayStation. Things have gone a little bit, sideways. But it's all good, my. As long as you rocking with me, my brother, it's all good. Feel me? I just gotta speak the truth. That's all, my brother. You know how it is. As long as you hear Mike, I'm Gucci, my brother. The facts. Man, these are facts. Locked in with me every day, my brother. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle VR game look nice, yeah, and a couple other ones too. There's a couple other ones that look nice too, bro. Oh, but I had it with on mute. Fucking on. But yeah. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, there was a couple other VR games that they showed that was like nice, and I didn't even know Steam had a VR set. I didn't know that. It had a lot of games from Meta, Steam. Uh, I'm not sure if PlayStation had. Yeah, we almost out of here. We almost out of here. Out of here, people. Summer spotlight. Um, Let's look at this Xbox Summer Spotlight. Pretty sure there's gonna be copyright music. Let's not even play it. Okay. Daughters. It is. For the final days of summer. I haven't finished this game. The game got a little bit tedious. Like it got like kind of like annoying. I was just like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Steam is digital, bro. Steam is digital. Nah, I haven't played Dispatch yet. I have not played Dispatch yet. I downloaded that demo, didn't I? I think I did. I gotta try it out. I gotta try it out. Definitely gotta try it out. Yeah, all right. I think we're done. I think we're done. Oh, we out after this trailer right here. We out. After this trailer right here, we out. Come on, y'all. Naughty Dog, man. Y'all gotta get it together, man. Come on now.
Jordan?
Tell me something good.
Well, you're right, it checks out. He's hiding out around this Imperium moon.
Excellent.
How is that excellent? He's next to fucking Simperia. No one has left that planet in over 600 years. Anyone who even flies close to it is never heard from again.
Superstitions.
No. Superstitions are the crazy rumors about what happened on that planet. These are facts.
You worry too much.
You know what I worry just the right amount. I say we wait for him to leave, or how about we find a new lead? He's not worth it. I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please claim him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Who is swooping? No one is crazy enough to go there.
He clearly is.
He is clearly desperate.
And so am I, so claim him, or I will find another agent.
Anyone else with all your fucking shit? Okay, alright, you know what? There, you're the boss.
Thank you.
Listen, kid.
I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Come on, Neil. Where you at, baby? Come on. Oh, they put different music for the copyright. No. No. I need the original. Hold on. I need the original. Okay, if I get copyrighted, I need the original song. Coming up crazy. What?
Jordan?
Tell me something good.
Well, you're right, it checks out. He's hiding out around the Superior Moon.
Excellent.
How is that excellent?
How is that excellent?
Superior. No one has left that planet in over 600 years. Anyone who even flies close to it is never heard from again.
Superstitions.
No. Superstitions are the crazy rumors about what happened on that planet. These are facts.
You worry too much.
You know what I worry just right about? I say
These are
we
facts.
wait for him to leave, or how about we find a new lead?
Look how good that looks.
He's not worth it.
Bro, look how good that looks.
I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please claim him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Who is swooping? No one is crazy enough to go there.
He clearly is.
He is clearly desperate.
And so am I, so claim him, or I will find another agent.
You know, else with all your fucking shit. Okay, alright, you know what? There, you're the boss.
You're the boss. Okay, fine. You're the boss.
Thank you.
Woo.
Listen, kid,
They're gonna kill that soundtrack.
I'll see you on the other side.
Woo. They're gonna kill that soundtrack. You hear that? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait, people. And I feel you crazy. Is you out your mind? Bro, I can't wait, bro. It's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm telling you. My man Neil Druckmann, man, you gotta come out here and say something. I can't wait for it. It's sad it's coming out when the PS6 is gonna be a cross generation title. PS5, PS6. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A Naughty Dog game. I'm not waiting. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm getting that day one. I don't care what. Deluxe, digital deluxe, all that. I'm not waiting. Sorry. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the show, people. We gonna end the show right there, people. Okay. Yeah. Mike. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I seen it. I seen the bike. We might get a vehicle for it in the game. That'll be fire, bro. Oh, just imagine, bro. That'll be fire. Let's hope for the best. All right, let's hope. Hopefully, we see something here by the end of this. Gotta see something. People gotta come out of hiding, bro. Gotta show us. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it right there. Yo, Mike, I appreciate you, my brother. Know what it is. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for those who tuned in today, man. Hopefully you had a great time here with me here today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff for your boy, man. That being said, it is your boy, Gifted One, gentlemen. Yo, send me that on the Discord, Mike. Send it to me on the Discord. All right? I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. I'm gone.